Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? Welcome to our virtual event. I'm going to wait for just a couple of minutes. It looks like I'm not quite live yet. I'm not seeing any viewers, so hold on. I see lots of people commenting. So hello, everyone. I want to make sure that everybody's good. Somebody give me a quick thumbs up on your message board if everything is groovy. So give me a quick thumbs up so I'll know everybody can see me and I can see the comments. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you, Deborah Rose. You're always so good to give me great feedback. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday. It was Easter weekend. I hope you got to get outside and enjoy some warmer weather before winter hit again. I don't know what's up with this crazy weather, but we are all being humbled just a little bit with hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. But so yesterday I wore a bathing suit and sat out by my pool. And today I'm wearing a turtleneck. So I'm not sure what that says about me. I'm a little, I guess, weather bipolar, but I wanted to just say good evening. I'm so glad you're here. I hope somebody has invited you to be part of our group tonight. And just as a quick little help to us and a way for you to get entered to win one of our fabulous gifts. And just so you'll know what our fabulous gift is, I am holding one of our famous, fabulous, this is called Trademark Pink Lipstick. That, as well as our very coveted waterproof eyeliner and our absolutely must-have Lash Love mascara. So that little trio is going to go home with somebody tonight. And the way you get entered to win is to comment your name. And you can also comment who invited you to be part of the group, because your consultant is getting credit for you being on the call today, or this isn't really a call, it's a video chat, but she's getting credit for you being on the call. And so we want to make sure we check her box and make sure she gets her extra perks for that. And we also just want to know who's on the call, because that's beneficial for us as well. And so there's really two ways to win. One, if you just comment, say I'm on, this is who invited me, you're going to get your name into a drawing for those items, the lipstick, the waterproof liner, as well as the mascara. So you're going to get that little goodie just for jumping on. So we're going to have a drawing here at the very end. And then there's a second way to win. And so I want to go ahead and tell you what that second way is. At the very end of our call, I'm going to ask for people to leave comments. And so after I've covered all the information, what I want to do is take a quick moment and just have you comment what impressed you, what was a fact you didn't already know, what was something that was just good, that you just really enjoyed learning. I want you to go ahead and share that at the very, very end of our call. And if you have questions, we want to make sure we're fully answering questions. And so I'm going to stay on the live chat for another 30 minutes after we end. We're only going to be on for just a short period of time. And so at the end, I'll stay on for another 30 minutes and answer questions. And that way you get your questions answered by me, as well as, of course, you're the person that brought you to the call. But I just want to start off by saying thank you for being with us tonight. I am a national director with Mary Kay. My name is Jill Mathews, and I'm a national director and leadership coach with Mary Kay. And I have been with Mary Kay for, I can't hardly believe it, but 30 plus years. And so I started when I was 2. That's really important for everybody to understand, that I was a mere child when I joined. But the bottom line is I've been with Mary Kay more of my life than I've been without Mary Kay. And so I'm very, very blessed to be part of this company. And I love sharing. I'm a national recruiter. I recruit all over the United States as well as in other countries. And so I know a lot about the business opportunity and how we stack up, so to speak, of some of the options out there. And I just want to share some of those tonight. I'm going to do it in a fun format. And I'm going to do my top 10 list, my top 10 questions that I get asked the most about this opportunity. And so I'm just going to cover things. And literally, as you have questions, feel free to type little questions, and somebody should answer those really quickly. And at the end, I want you just to share your feedback, what impressed you, what did you not know that you are glad you know now. And obviously, if you've got some specific questions about the business opportunity, I want to answer those. Tonight is all about you and answering your questions and making sure that you feel like you've left this chat educated, because so many people are reserved about educating themselves about a Mary Kay business opportunity because they just don't know. And I get it. I totally understand. And I'm kind of the pragmatic person that want all the facts, so to speak. So that's what I'm going to give you tonight. I'm just going to literally run through those facts. But, we're in challenging times. And so if you're on this call and you're like, I don't even know why I joined, maybe I joined to get a free gift from my consultant or get into that drawing that Jill's talking about. So no matter why you joined, I just want you to have an open mind as you listen. And the reason being is because whether your situation has not been affected at all by our challenging the crisis that's happening, the pandemic that's affected so many people. If your job situation is totally fine and everything is copacetic with you, I just want to say, great, you're blessed. But there's so many people that are facing real uncertainty. The uncertainty of, am I going to have a job when this is all over? Number two, what's that job look like? Is my company even going to be viable after this is over? How long will it be? How long will I be out of money? There's going to be a lot of challenges. And simply, something that I think a lot of people my age and older are considering is, what kind of effect is this having through the stock market in our retirement funds? Can I retire on time? I need to know these things, and we're in an uncertain time. So whether you're listening just so that you maybe can refer somebody to us, or if you're listening and saying, this may be just a stopgap. I may not want to do Mary Kay for a lifetime, but maybe it would be some cash flow for me and my family during this uncertain economy that we've got going on. Somebody else may be saying, I may just need a plan B. I don't know what that looks like, but it never hurts. I think we are all so shocked at how our lives changed in an instant. And so many women are going, I think I might need a little side hustle. I might need a plan B. And so if that's kind of where you are, that is absolutely fine as well. And then there's other people that are going to go, girl, I need immediate money immediately today, because my job isn't just uncertain. It may not be there. And so I've got to start scrambling to figure out what is it I'm going to do to feed my family. So no matter what situation you're in, it just doesn't hurt to get an education. I can honestly say that I had no intentions of doing Mary Kay. I literally had I have several degrees, and I'm very well educated, and I came out of school and I had a great corporate job, but I just wasn't very fulfilled. And so somebody mentioned Mary Kay to me, and I thought, no, that's not really the good fit for me. But it's because I really didn't know. And so that's one reason I'm so passionate about sharing the facts. And so this isn't going to be a sales pitch. You don't have to worry about anybody selling you anything. We are literally just going to educate you. And so I'm going to do it in a fun format, top 10 list. And so we're going to just jump in and get started. But remember, comment your name. Make sure you give your consultant's name so that we can attach her and give her some check marks and some gold stars for her report card, so to speak. And we also want to make sure you're in the drawing for our wonderful giveaway tonight. So let's just jump in, and I'm going to cover the top 10 questions that I get asked the most about a business opportunity, owning a business with Mary Kay. So number one, let's make sure that I am sharing the facts. So I wrote out my top 10 list. I usually don't, but I just wanted to make sure I stayed on track and stayed on time tonight. So here we go. A lot of people ask me, Mary Kay, the company is, interestingly enough, I went to a little social gathering before all this happened. And one of the ladies in social, she goes, I don't even know they sold Mary Kay anymore. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, we're still in business. And so 56 years we've been in business, and we are the sterling standard in the direct sale industry. And in fact, our COO, David Hull, is, he's absolutely the number one person in the direct selling organization. And he teaches other direct sell companies how to run a successful, profitable, and ethical business. And so we are the sterling standard in the industry. So we love that. Mary Kay is located right here in Dallas, Texas, where I live. And our manufacturing, we manufacture all of our products right here in Dallas, Texas, in the Texas region. It's in a little city called Coppell. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but we are an American-made product. And I think that's super relative for us to talk about tonight. A lot of people are really wanting to lean more into American-made products, and we felt that way for a long time. So I will cover a little bit more about that. We are also not just a company here in Dallas, Texas. We are a global company. We're in 39 countries, and I've had the privilege of opening some of those markets and working in some of those markets. And Mary Kay, the person, has really made a huge impact on not just the United States of America, not just Dallas, Texas, but literally the world. And so I love that. I often talk about how that Mary Kay, the person, outside of Jesus and my parents, have made the biggest impact in my life. She's literally taught me not just to be a businesswoman, but how to do that with grace, and to do that by always keeping others first, and to realize that P&L doesn't stand for profit and loss in Mary Kay. It stands for people in love. And she always had a wonderful ethical message of empowerment for women, not just women's lib and not rights and things like that, but an empowerment message for women. And I thank her literally every day during my prayer time that Mary Kay came into my life and was able to help me through a lot of difficult situations. But I've been the breadwinner for my family really for 21 years since I've had a family. It was me. I was breadwinner for me before I had a family, but I have 4 children. And I've been the breadwinner literally from the very beginning. So I think that's super important as well. So once again, Mary Kay's a real person, and we're a real company. We're in Dallas, Texas. We're manufactured in the US of A, and we're in 39 countries. One of the things that I think is really interesting, you might want to put this on your little notepad if you're taking notes, is that Mary Kay is a debt-free company. We're privately owned, debt-free. Now, what does that mean? Number one, that's usually an oxymoron when you hear a company as large as ours, $5 billion company, debt-free. What it means is Mary Kay is very financially solvent. It's very healthy financially. And that has allowed us during difficult times, whether it been, back in, the stock market crash or the 911 or any of those different times when the economy has been shaken and rocked. Our Mary Kay economy has done really well, simply because we've always been able to manufacture those products. We've always been able to sell those products because our company is so financially soluble. So I just want you to know that it's a really solid company. The second thing I get asked all the time is Mary Kay products. Well, I love to talk about Mary Kay products. I have used Mary Kay products literally since I was a teen, and it has absolutely been the reason that I, whether you are positive or negative about this, the reason I look like this at 55 years of age. I can honestly say it's the products that have made a huge impact on not just how I look, but also how I feel about how I look. I do not subscribe to plastic surgery. I don't do all the Botox and all that stuff. I literally don't do any of that because I really do subscribe to our products. Now, some things that I think a lot of people ask me is, tell me about the products. Well, once again, our products are all made in the US of A, and I love to share that. We just christened a brand new manufacturing facility less than a year ago in Coppell, Texas. It is a $10 million manufacturing facility. It is the size of 10 football fields. So it is large and in charge. That's all I'm going to say. It's really wonderful. And that manufacturing facility, where our scientists are. We have 7 major scientists that work on the development of our product, the safety of our product, and the efficacy, which means how effective that product is. And so those scientists are housed in that research and development center. In addition to that, it's where it's manufactured. We have state-of-the-art manufacturing. In fact, when the federal government was desperately looking for someone to manufacture hand sanitizers, they looked us up. We were one of the very first people in the South that they looked at and asked us to start manufacturing hand sanitizers, which we are doing that right now. They've commissioned us to do 1 million units. We've done that almost in 2 weeks, which is really super impressive. We literally got the order and procured ingredients and had a deliverable product to the front lines within 2 weeks. That's almost unheard of in manufacturing lingo. So very, very proud of our company for doing that. And they've gone to the front lines. And in fact, a cute little story is one of our sales directors that drives a pink Cadillac was driving her pink car, and a fire truck drove up and honked his horn, and she rolled the window down, and he showed her his pink Mary Kay hand sanitizer. And he said, "Thank you so much for Mary Kay delivery to the front lines. We really needed this." And so, and then he kind of winked at her and said, "And it smells good too." So that's always a quick bonus. So Mary Kay's manufacturing is wonderful. Our products are manufactured, like I told you, here in the USA, and we're distributed all through the rest of the nation, as well as many of our subsidiaries in different countries are actually distributed through this area. So you can feel really super good about the ingredients, the efficacy. Mary Kay doesn't take any shortcuts. This is not anything that they take shortcuts with. They are very, very committed. In fact, I wanted to share this with you. This came out in one of our particular periodicals. We call it the Applause magazine. And it's the beauty of science. And that's a picture of 7 of our most popular, most renowned scientists right there. And so I love that Mary Kay really spends some time and researches products, ingredients, and what's going to be sustainable for the long term and what's really going to make a difference in people's skin. So I love that. Okay, so Mary Kay products. What else do I need to tell you? I think that's a lot of people ask, is it just a skincare business? Well, I think we're kind of built to be a skincare company, but we absolutely have color products, as I've already shared with you today. So we love our color products, but it is the technology and the ingredient-rich products in our skincare line that I really do think makes the biggest difference. The third question I get asked a lot is, how do we make money? How does the money work? Show me the money. And so I would love just to cover that real quickly. So let me share with you, when I first joined this company, I wasn't sure about all of that. I knew I needed money. I wanted money, and I needed to earn some money fast. And so money was pretty important. It was absolutely the number one deciding factor for me to get interested in the business opportunity. And so the person that was introducing me to the company shared with me that the commission structure on the retail sale of our product was 50%. So we doubled our money every time we made a sale. And I did my little research and realized that that's the largest commission paid in the direct sale industry. So that is not just big, it's super, 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 super big. It is bigger than any counter. It is bigger than any car dealer or stockbroker or anything like that. So literally, it is a very, very large commission. I love the fact that we get paid on the retail sale of the product. And the reason is because our product's consumable. So what that means to me is that when Susie, my new customer, washes her face with Mary Kay and she washes it down the drain at night, guess what? That means Susie's going to come back and buy products for me again. So the consumable nature of that product is super important to me because that keeps me in business. I'm not trying to find a new customer every single day. And I've learned that just my own personal use of the product, if I don't do Mary Kay for any reason, is I love the fact that I get a 50% discount on my own personal products. And so I'm my best customer for sure. For sure. And so that consumable nature and the 50% commission is huge. The second way you make money in this business is through team building. And so a lot of people talk about team building. Well, how does that work? Well, basically, I want to give you a real life example that I think will make a lot of sense to you. So let's take for just a moment Starbucks. I think we all love a Starbucks, and right now I really wish I had one right in front of me. But Starbucks is everybody's favorite coffee shop. And one of the things that we know is somebody bought the rights to own a Starbucks. And so they have the use of Starbucks name, and they've opened a store, their little store, and they buy their coffee from Starbucks. They buy their cups from Starbucks. They buy their straws from Starbucks. They buy their napkins from Starbucks. They probably buy their cheesecake from Starbucks. They buy everything from Starbucks. And so then they take that coffee in those cups with those straws, with that special recipe, and they deliver that product to a consumer who pays for that product. And so I want you to know that's exactly how Mary Kay works, because a lot of people get real confused on whether we're multi-level or whether we're this or whether we're that. We're not any of those things. And I'm going to cover that in one of my questions in just a moment. But we're more like a Starbucks. So we buy the raw materials. We raw materials, meaning product, and we provide that service to our consumers. The consumers pay the price. We profit 50%, and that's how we make money. And so it's very, very simplistic. There's no middleman. We don't buy from other people. We literally buy directly from Mary Kay, and we deliver it to our consumers. And I think that's another thing that I think is really super important. We're learning a lot through our COVID emergency that we don't want a lot of steps. We don't want a lot of middle people. We just want manufacturing to the consumer. And so that's exactly what Mary Kay does. We manufacture. The consultant buys it directly from the manufacturing, and we sell it to a consumer. Now, how does a person that owns a Starbucks make more money? Because it can only be open 24 hours a day, can only be open 7 days a week. So how does a person want to make more money? Well, then they open a different location. So we have an opportunity inside Mary Kay to team build. And so I can introduce somebody to our Mary Kay business opportunity, and I can have them join, and they can open their own Mary Kay store, if you will, and not a storefront, but just their own personal store. And then that allows for them to market to their group of people and to their friends and beyond. And so it's just like somebody that might own one Starbucks, if they want more in revenue for their the same time frame that they're open, they're going to open another Starbucks and another Starbucks. They're going to have a chain of Starbucks. So our team building is fashioned a lot like that. So our team building allows Mary Kay, the company, pays us a commission. We do not make it from anybody else. Mary Kay, the company, gives us a profit override and says, Jill, you did a great job. You brought Susie in, and she's very, very successful. And so we're going to give you a percentage, anywhere from 4 to 13% on her wholesale. So that's important for you to know, because it doesn't come from Susie's money in any way, ever, ever, ever. Susie's making her 50% profit. She's able to build her business. She can build a team as well. And so I think that's super important, because not every direct sell company is fashioned like that. And that's super important. So that might be one of your questions. So you might write that down. And so we make anywhere from 4 to 13% and bonuses. So the bonuses are even in addition to that. So that's, once again, a super healthy commission structure for you to want to add more people to your team that are building their own personal businesses. So that's exactly how you make money. I love this business because if I need a bill paid today, I can reach out to my customers. I can reach out to new people. I can do a virtual party. We're doing a lot of virtual parties right now. We're learning how to work on the internet, and that's been super successful for us. And the one good thing about Mary Kay, we're never going to be out of business. Women are never going to take a shortcut. Women are still taking care of their skin. I've never heard a woman ever that said, I think I'll wear mascara on one eye today so that I can save money. That just doesn't happen. We literally know that skincare and color products it's a consumable product, but it's also a necessary product. And even the federal government deems us essential for this time because we sell personal care products. So I think that's really important as well. Okay. So I've told you that we make 50% on every time that we make a retail sale, and we make anywhere from 4 to 13% commission, depending on your size of your team and how successful they are. And we are already to number 4. We're already number 4. So let's talk about the question that a lot of people ask. Is Mary Kay a multi-level or a pyramid scheme? So first of all, let me just say, no, it's neither. So our business model is something called dual marketing. So what does dual marketing mean? It basically means that you can choose to retail the product and you can choose to team build. If you never want to team build, ever, you never, ever want to share the business opportunity, absolutely not a requirement. Retail, you can retail forever and ever and ever, and never ever team build if you want to, but you can never just team build and not retail. We want to make sure we keep those cohesive because we think you're going to be the best leader when you are on the front lines. Of course, I think that's super important as well. So what's the difference between dual marketing, multi-level, and pyramid? So I'm going to give you some examples as well. So let's talk about pyramid structure for just a moment. First of all, this is an illegal business model. So write that down, illegal business model. I'm not going to say there's not pyramid schemes out there because there are. But one of the things that I can assure you is our federal government is very, very tight and very aggressive on anything that is a pyramid scheme. All direct sale companies are under scrutiny from the U.S. government, and those business models are challenged and reviewed and on a regular basis. And if some company is operating out, coloring outside the lines, so to speak, the federal government absolutely has the right to disband that company. And that has happened many, 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 many times. So I want you to know we've been in business for 56 years. We, once again, are the sterling example of the business model of direct sales. And so we are not a pyramid scheme, not even close, not even in the ballpark. And so let's transition to multi-level. Multi-level is absolutely a legal business practice. It's a business model that absolutely legal, but it's fashioned a little bit different than us. So what's the difference between us and a multi-level? So just think for just a second, just the name itself kind of explains a lot. So multi-levels of discount. So if I recruited Susie and she were to buy in at a big level, she might get a bigger profit margin from the company. That's what multi-level of discounts. And if I don't come in with that same amount of money, then I might get a lower discount. I would never have an opportunity to make the same as Susie did. Now, Mary Kay said that was simply just not fair, that everybody had their own mission and their own vision of what their business would be like, and nobody should be penalized because somebody did it bigger or smaller. Everything is valuable to us. And so we do not have that. So everybody that comes in, whether it's the brand newest beauty consultant, or if it's me that's been in 30 plus years at the highest ranking in the company, we all buy our products for exactly the same price, exactly the same. Nobody has a leg up, so to speak. I think that's super important as well, because there's a lot of multi-levels, which once again are very legal and very, very absolutely legal, but most other direct sale models are in that multi-level market. And so that doesn't make them bad. It just makes it different. And so I just want to make sure that you understand that we do not fit into that. So once again, go back to your Starbucks. The way that we make money is we buy a product, sell it directly to the consumer, and everybody makes the same discount. And I think that's a leveling factor. And I really, really enjoy that. So somebody that's been in a long time doesn't have any bigger advantage than somebody that starts their business today. Okay. I think I told you all that. So let's kind of go on real quickly to number 5, which is training. A lot of people say, well, Jill, I don't know anything about cosmetics. Well, I always have to do true confessions when I talk about this. And when I came in, even though I was a skincare junkie, because I'd had kind of bad skin, and so I was really concerned about my skin, kind of acne prone, that I was a skincare junkie, but I knew I had never worn eyeshadow. I mean, I like a zero eyeshadow. And so I was not skilled in that area. Certainly didn't know how to match a foundation or how to do a smoky eye or any of the lashes, or I didn't know how to do any of that. And so I needed lots of training. And so our training is very, very diverse. And so let me just cover, you literally can train online. You can train in person. You can have a mentor. You can do everything you want to through a YouTube video. You can literally delve into Mary Kay's website. If you never saw me or your recruiter, my allergies are killing me, people. I'm sorry. My nose is itching. So no matter what the situation is, you can self-train. You can be part of a group. You can you can literally do it any way you want to, but there is an absolute plethora of different training that's available to you. And I think that's super flexible. You can literally do it on your AirPods while you're driving to work. Right now, you can do it anytime you want to. So I think that's also very good. So if you want more, we give you more. Nothing is mandatory. I think I'm a freedom and flexibility person. I don't want anybody to be my boss. I don't want to be anybody's boss. And so we don't really make anything mandatory. If you want to know more, we've got resources for you. If you're an auditory learner, we can do that. If you're visual, we can do that. If you want us to go with you and hold your hand, we can do that. Literally, you name it. How do you want to learn? The best place for you, and then that's how we're going to accommodate you. We do a lot of listening as a leadership team and not a lot of telling, because if we listen and find out what you need, we can probably meet that need. And if we just tell you what you ought to do, sometimes we can't meet your needs. And so I think that's important as well. Okay, so number 6, we're already to number 6. Another great question is quotas. People ask me all the time, well, is there a quota? A kind of a trend in the direct sale marketing environment is that people have to order so many times a year or so many times a month to retain their discount. So let me just address that real quick. Mary Kay has no quotas whatsoever. There is no quota. We have a minimum order, and literally, if you just did 1 or 2 a year, you could stay with the company. If you want to stay active and receive all sorts of materials and recognition and things like that, you need to do it a little bit more than that, about every 3 months. But if you just literally wanted to stay active a touch, you could literally do that. There's no quotas. And I think for right now, for people that don't know where Mary Kay is going to take them, you don't know what place Mary Kay has in your life, I think that gives me peace, because nobody's going to ask me to do more than I'm ready to do. And there's not going to be somebody knocking on my door going, hey, it's time for you to order. You will make those decisions and you'll do what's best for you when you're ready to do that. So no quotas. Okay, number 7, perks. Oh, I love to talk about perks. Okay, so when I first joined, I learned very quickly that Mary Kay had invented and perfected, in my opinion, incentive marketing. And I'll never forget going to some of my first trainings, and there was just prizes everywhere. And I was like, I was a little bit more cynical and maybe not as positive and polished as I am today. And one of the things that I can remember vividly saying is, they can keep all those prizes, just pay me enough money and I'll buy what I want. I was just very snooty that way. And so I didn't really buy into the incentive program right off the bat until I had performed at a certain level and it was my turn to win those incentives. And then I was very excited about incentives. And so even if you're sitting there saying, all those prizes and incentives and all that recognition, that's really overrated. Let me just tell you what's not overrated. Somebody telling you you've done a good job. Somebody telling you that you did something right. And somebody valuing your contribution to a team. There is nobody anywhere that doesn't want that. And I can tell you, Mary Kay is very, very good with incentive marketing to allow us to reward you when you're participating, when you're growing, when you're learning new things, when you're accomplishing things. I believe that's where corporate America and Mary Kay differ greatly. We don't just say, what have you done for me lately? We literally say, what have you accomplished? Where can we celebrate you? That's very, very powerful. And once again, I can tell you, my house is furnished with Mary Kay. I've got leather furniture. I've patio furniture. I've got jewelry. I've got more things than you can imagine from some of my recognition in Mary Kay. But more than anything, it's the person that I felt valued when I'd done a good job. And when I worked in corporate America, I can honestly say that wasn't the case. And so that was super important to me. The second biggest perk for me was the cars. When somebody said free car, I said, free what? Free when? Free how? I was very interested in a car. I'd come out of college and let's just say I'd got myself into a little financial challenge because I thought I needed a very sexy, wonderful sports car. And I did love it. And it was wonderful, but it also came at a very, very high price tag. And I realized that I'd kind of sold my soul a little bit to the car dealer. And I didn't need that kind of pressure, financial pressure. And so when somebody mentioned a free car, that was a huge, I didn't care what it was. It could have been anything. It could have been I don't even care what it was, but they said free car and percentage of my insurance paid. And I said, how fast can I get on that track? And so that's exactly the very first thing I started working for was a free car. Now, how do you work for a free car? It is a combination of sales and team building. So as you start building your business, you're working for your retail sales because that's how you make money. And then you're working to build a team because that's also how you make money. So Mary Kay values you growing those two parts of the business. And when you have your 16 team members and you and your team members have produced a certain amount to the company, Mary Kay is going to reward you with a free car. And the very first free car is a Chevy Malibu. It kind of ramps up. It goes to Chevy Malibu, then it goes to a Chevy Equinox, and then it goes to a Mini Cooper, and then it goes to obviously the very, very famous pink Cadillacs. And people always ask me, do you drive a pink Cadillac? And I said, yes, I do. I don't just drive a pink Cadillac. I drive the biggest, baddest, bestest pink Cadillac on the planet. It is a pink Cadillac Escalade. And yes, It is big and it is super bad all day long. And I get tons and tons of compliments. And if you are worried about whether you could drive a pink car, don't worry about if you can drive a pink car. The first cars are not pink. Win one of those, and I promise before you know it, you'll be ready for a pink car. So just take it one step at a time. So the cars are really, really wonderful. And like I said, if they said if they're buying me a free car and paying 85% of my insurance, I was game for that. And one of the things that we know is that the financial outlay in your home, your house or your mortgage or rent payment is probably your number one biggest expense, but your car expense is by far your second biggest expense. And so I think it's important that you understand that when you can reduce that, you have just increased your standard of living. So the car program is very, very significant. The last thing I'm going to talk about is travel. Prior to Mary Kay, I might have been to a couple of states in the United States, like Texas and maybe Colorado and Oklahoma. I mean, that's really the extent of my travel. But because of career, I have traveled for the last 20 years to exotic places literally around the globe. And Mary Kay pays for that first class, very luxury travel for me and my husband. And so I always say that Mary Kay has afforded me a yearly romantic honeymoon somewhere abroad every single year. And if Mary Kay's paying, I'm going. So I have literally seen the world. Thanks. In fact, if you see this picture, well, I guess it's over here. This picture you see right here, that's actually in the center of Rome. And that's where I was engaged to my fabulous husband. So that's a very important picture for me. But that was also in Rome. So that was quite romantic, if I don't say so myself. Okay, so let's... Okay, number eight, we're rolling right along here. Many people are wondering, what's the cost of a Mary Kay business? I get that one a lot. So I will tell you, I'm just gonna be super, super transparent. The starter kit, which is, I call it a business in a box. I was gonna try to show it today, but it really doesn't show up very good on the screen. But your consultant can send you a little flyer that has all the details on the starter kit. It has over $440 worth of retail product inside so that you can use those as demonstrators, that you can show people and people can actually try the product before they buy it. Love that. Not right at this exact season. You can do a lot of virtual things online. But when we are able to get out and be free with people, we can start doing those demonstrations again. But that costs you $100. In addition to the products that are in there, there's training materials. There's literally, it's a business in a box, literally, and that costs you $100. Now, if you're serious about a Mary Kay business and you want immediate income, we're going to encourage you to carry some inventory or what we call stock, like a little store. If you look right. Everything's backwards for me right here. This is a display of some Mary Kay products that I have in my home. And this is my at-home studio. And so I do my makeovers and things right here. And so that is my little display cabinet. And so you're going to probably want some products that you can sell immediately so you can have an immediate paycheck. Is it required? No, it's not. Is it a privilege to get to carry products so that you can sell today, get paid today? Absolutely. So how much you carry, a little or a lot, is going to be up to you. We don't really make that decision. We just educate you. You make that decision. You really hold the keys to everything. And we just try to give you the best information possible, and then you make that quick decision. So let me make sure that I've told you everything on that. Once again, I think I already told you, you can choose inventory or you can choose no inventory. It's really up to you. And I'm so sorry. My allergies are just killing me. I hope y'all can appreciate allergy people right now. Okay, so let me kind of move on. Number 9, what's the catch? I have a lot of people say, Jill, what's the catch? There's got to be a catch. And so I'm just going to tell you, frankly, there's no catch. So let me just boil through our information really quickly. Number 1, there's no quotas. Number 2, everybody buys at the exact same discount. Nobody has a leg up. You can work as much or as little as you want to. If you need $100, if you need $1,000, if you need $1,000, you need $10,000. Whatever it is you need, we write a business plan that helps you cater to that. Nobody is going to tell you what you want. We're going to listen to what you want and what you need. And that way we can clearly offer you the best opportunity. So nobody is going to put you in a box. You get to create your own business. So there really is no catch. It's $100. If let's pretend that you say yes to this and you put some products like, where is it? It's over here. I'm learning. Everything's backwards in video land. But if you put some products on your shelf and you change your mind, you can package every one of those pieces of product up, send it back to Mary Kay. Mary Kay's going to send you 90 cents on every dollar you paid for it. There's literally no catch, as much or as little as you want to do. I learned a long time ago that there is no reason to pressure anybody. And let me tell you why. Women, I believe you can lead women anywhere. We want to be part of the team. We want to be part of a solution. We want to win. We want to help others. It's just ingrained in us. I believe that's why God hardwired us. But I can tell you, women don't push well. And like I said, I've worked with women, exclusively women, for about 30 years. And I can tell you, they don't push well. And so we don't even push you. We literally let you drive everything. So it's really what you want it to be. So the last question I get asked a lot, and then I'm going to wrap up with this, is people ask me all the time, Jill, what do you like best about your Mary Kay business? What's the best part for you? And I can honestly say at different times in my career, I would have said many different things. I might have said money. Money was definitely in the very beginning. Money was absolutely driving force. I couldn't see anything else. I couldn't see prizes. I couldn't see personal growth. I couldn't see anything. I just needed money. Sometimes when you need money, that's all you can see. Then there was a time where I was married and I had 4 kids under 8, and my husband worked 5 days a week away from home in another city. And so I was literally the breadwinner, the taxi driver, the you name it, everything person for those 4 children. And so I really needed flexibility. I needed to work when I could, how I could. And then today I can honestly say my very favorite part is what I get to give back to people. I am a big investor in other people and their mentorship, their learning, their creativity, how this business works for them. And I love thinking outside the box. I love to be creative. And so I think what my favorite part right now is my investment into other people. That's my favorite part. And I'm just going to tell you this real quick thing. So when I was thinking about this question, I really realized that I've had, and my life has not been perfect. I've had a very bumpy life. But one of the things that I can tell you point blank is if I wouldn't have joined Mary Kay, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I can tell you, as you saw the picture behind me, I met the man of my dreams just about 3 years ago. And I have the most amazing personal life ever. And I also get to partner with the very, very best professional life. And I think very few people have the total package. But if I wouldn't have gone through Mary Kay and the training and the positive mental attitude and literally learning how to be fierce for my dreams and for my what I believe that God had for me, I don't think I would have had the life that I have today. So it's the person I became in the process that is really the most valuable to me today. So those are my top 10. And so I'm going to talk real quickly that our time's almost up. So I'm going to wrap it up real quick. So I need your opinion. You may have heard, gosh, I didn't know about the free cars. I didn't even talk about tax advantages. Those are wonderful as well. We have our number 1 sales director in our area joined simply for tax advantages. So there's some wonderful things on that side too. That's not even anything I brought up, but one of those, something resonated with you. Something says, I didn't know that, or that was really impressive, or I want more information on that. Well, I want you to know your beauty consultant is going to send you a sheet a little bit later after this call. And like I said, I'm going to stay live and I'm going to answer questions. And so I'm going to be answering people's comments. But the way you're going to get the second gift, so we're going to draw. I hope Stephanie sent me my list. I'm sure she has, of everybody that's on the call. And I'm going to draw real quick. I've already picked a number, and we're going to draw for the winner of the gift of the lipstick, the mascara, and the waterproof liner. And then everybody that chooses to comment, and let me tell you what I'm looking for. I want to know what impressed you, what stuck out tonight that you needed to know. And I want your overall impression of how you think this would fit into your situation. So we just want to know how interested you are. Nobody's going to pressure you or anything, but I want to know how effective this presentation was for you to understand more about how to get connected to a Mary Kay business. And so when you choose to stay on and comment, I will answer your questions personally. So if you have something you're like, oh, she didn't quite cover that enough for me, I want you to know I'm happy to do that. So I'm going to stay on for about another 30 minutes, and I'm just going to kind of go over some of the comments. But if you choose to comment, here's what I promise. I'm going to answer it personally, and I'm going to give everybody that stays on and comments and gives me some feedback a free lip gloss. Yes, a free lip gloss. A free lip gloss. Who else is giving that to you today? Nobody. Kroger's out of them. So trust me, nobody's giving them for free. So if you choose to stay on and chat with me for just a little bit, you're going to get a free lip gloss. And one of the things, if for some reason you don't see me respond to you, ask your question again, because the little rolling comments are hard to catch all of them, but I want to stay on for another quick little minute to do that. So thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to do a drawing real quick. Let me check my little cell phone. Let me put my little spectacles on, because yes, I'm of the age. Let's see. Oh my goodness, we got lots of people. Okay, I wrote the number 11 down. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Crystal Jones, you are the winner. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us tonight. You are going to be receiving the trademark pink lipstick. That's exciting. This is that's my favorite color right now. Our waterproof liner and a mascara. So you are going to be the winner of that. And remember, guys, we really want to not just sign people up. We want to find a need, meet a need. Mary Kay taught me personally that the best way to be in sales is to find a need, meet a need. And we know there's hurting women out there, whether they are hurting because of a job situation or an emotional situation. They need a positive group of women, a new tribe to hang out with, whatever it is. We want to be the answer. And if you've listened to this tonight and it's not your thing, that is absolutely fine. We're great with that. But think of somebody that might be interested in learning more about a business opportunity, because when we go back to normal, which nobody really knows what that is yet, we don't know how the economy is going to affect us. We don't know what our financial situation is going to be. We really don't know. And it doesn't hurt to get an education. And I can tell you, this is the most positive, wonderful company you can be a part of. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm going to kind of sign off. Y'all can sign off as well. And I'm just going to stay and answer some questions. So thank you again, and start your questions. Bye, guys.